But look, I mean, what could be more mental, right? Bitcoin. Can we talk about Bitcoin?
Go for it.
Right, now here's the thing. I'm definitely not the guy to talk about Bitcoin in sort of any meaningful way, because I don't really know what the fuck why anybody would believe that this is going to work. I've said this multiple times. I stand by this. Let's say you created a cryptocurrency that actually was anything other than a Ponzi scheme, a pyramid scheme that was just designed to make a select few wealthy. Let's say we did invent an electronic virtual currency that operated outside of the realm of global governments and laws, and we could just use it to do whatever we wanted outside of the international banking system. What do you think would happen? What do you think would happen? Do you think global governments and the banking cartels that take your money to bail themselves out because they're too big to fail after they misspend your investments, sell phony fraudulent mortgages to people they know cannot actually ever afford to pay them back? Meanwhile, national debt increases and bankers' bonuses go up, and we're told austerity measures are how we're going to have to live. Do you think the banks would allow this? Do you think global governments who are in the pockets of the banks would allow this? Or do you think it would get shut down? What do you think would happen? Obviously, Bitcoin is just a fad that is going to be shut down as soon as it ever gets to be radically important, right? So I don't even want to talk about the merits or demerits of it. All these new cryptocurrencies that are popping up, especially the ones that are swirling around close to esports and gaming, they are all scams. If anyone tells you to buy in, they are doing so because your buy-in is the only win condition for them to make profit. Do not do it. You're an idiot if you do it. End of story. And all these people, hey, I got rich on Bitcoin. There's stories coming out now about how it was all manipulated to make it artificially high, and now it's crashing down. And we've seen there was a story about how Korea are bringing in legislation to stop it. China are bringing in legislation to stop it. Guys, it's over. The party's fucking over. I'm not saying that isn't the future of currency, but when it's the future of currency, you're not going to be the one who's going to fucking control it. It's going to be the governments. It's going to be the banks. It'll be cryptocurrency. It'll be electronic. Ooh, right? But what you will not be in charge anymore. It's too dangerous. It's too wild. It can't be allowed to happen. Society couldn't function that way. So anyway, I've seen lots of stories now just popping up about Bitcoin, and I'm convinced Bitcoin is a cult. I've already seen people in the Twitch chat here just going, "You don't know what you're talking about. Don't insult the Bitcoin. I love the Bitcoin. I got Bitcoin. I made $400 on Bitcoin. I'm the fucking Wolf of Wall Street." Right? They're all in a cult, Sam. They're all fucked. You know, they're so, like, you can't even criticize the veracity of Bitcoin, how it will not hold up as a fucking idea without people getting super fucking upset and offended about it. I mean, they're all just mentally ill. Well, look, let me tell you how fucking crazy the average Bitcoin person is. This is something that actually exists. Did you love your Bitcoin so much, Sam, you wanted to get fucked by it? Right? Do you love Bitcoin so much you want to get fucked by it?
Quite.
Me either, right? Definitely not me. So what they've invented is, if you want, you can get a sex toy, a butt plug, right? That you stick up your ass, and as the value of Bitcoin goes up, it vibrates in your ass, mate.
That's like a livestock tracker, but in your ring. It's like, oh, fuck, just made 400 quid.
Yep. So, this is what I'm talking about. It's a fucking strange, fucked up, insane cult, right? Imagine to even think of that, how far you have got to be gone, right? But it's like you say, it's a live stock tracker. You stick it up your ass. Every time it goes up, it's right? Just check this out. The excitement surrounding cryptocurrency could only be hotter if it brought investors to a climax. Now, in addition to the euphoria investors receive from their investments starting to take off, they'll be able to simultaneously get off. Tracking your investment has never been more fun. It's the ultimate high, the ultimate experience, and it's what we're all about. At Cam Center, we're all
about, man.
It's just what we're all about, mate. I mean, come on. Yeah, is this a thing? Well, actually, it turns out that sex and Bitcoin, it's becoming inextricably linked if you're one of these Bitcoin fucking idiots. And again, I know what people in the chat are saying. He's just jealous you didn't make money on Bitcoin. Absolutely fucking not. Super happy if you did it, because the smart thing to have done is when it was skyrocketing up there, clearly being manipulated, provably manipulated to do this so a few people could make money off it. That was the time to sell. I mean, it's over now. You missed the boat if you didn't sell. If you're holding on to it, I don't think there's going to be a second coming for this. Also, what kind of currency fluctuates this wildly on a day-to-day basis? I'll tell you which ones. Ugandan dollars, and I don't want them either. So, but look, there was another sex story relating to Bitcoin, if you can believe this. This one involved a fucking dominatrix. And what this dominatrix did, all again, because it's the cult of Bitcoin, this dominatrix makes men mine Bitcoin for her. Yeah, right? And they do it, and they go, "Oh, I'm mining the Bitcoin now, ma'am. I'm mining the Bitcoin now, mistress." And now she's got over $1 million worth of.
Haven't you got to get like super lucky to get that much from mining, just as one person? Unless they've got like a shed full of Bitcoin miners, there's no way. That's got to be bullshit, man. All right, there's some fuckery involved in these numbers.
Possibly, right?
Unless you had fucking 40,000 men Bitcoin mining for her.
You know, as someone in the chat said, I would love to see Richard Lewis's Google search history. No. The stuff that I have to look through and troll through to find it and do this show for you is pretty fucking wild. But also as well, I mean, look, yeah, obviously there's some fake stories circulating. I can't believe people believe that one about the guy who was supposedly selling Bitcoin on the streets and they were Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah. That was bullshit. That was made up.
There's no way.
This seems plausible to me.
I mean, yeah, definitely. I can understand, but like, I reckon she probably had a few people probably pay her in Bitcoin, and she's come up with this mad story.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, obviously, like you say, mining is pretty wild. But you know, people are just trying their luck. I mean, like, you know, ESEA are now in good company. There was this story that came out, and they made it sound a lot bigger than what it was. But Starbucks, even Starbucks were getting in on the mining banter, right? And we've all seen it now. Like, I go to websites, right? These supposed websites, for investigative purposes, skins websites or gaming websites or these Steam key websites, right? You get on there, and ooh, what's that? Why is my fucking fan going? All right, okay. You get into it. Oh yeah. They're straight having a mine. Straight having a mine. Don't give a fuck. Just got to sign up for that. We're not telling you about it. Loads of websites have been doing this.
Yeah, didn't that recently get ruled as not illegal as well?
Yeah, totally not illegal. Of course not. Why would it be? Do you know how long it took to get them to actually have to display on a website that they're just putting cookies on your machine? That was never, and even then, it's not illegal for them to do it. They don't have to say what the cookies do. They just have to tell you they're putting them on there. Yeah. And that took fucking 10 years or something ridiculous just to get that to be declared when you go onto a website. So, anyway, this Starbucks story, there was a branch just in Buenos Aires, and they were just sitting down. You get the free Wi-Fi when you go into Starbucks. Obviously, that's
rinsing everyone.
Yeah. I mean, shit, the amount of motherfuckers I know, like in the cities I've lived in, especially down in London, that are like in these, startup companies or media companies, and they don't have an office. Their office is Starbucks. They go into Starbucks and cheese the free internet to do business all day. It's embarrassing. But anyway, so this branch in Buenos Aires was basically mining people when they came in. So you sat down, you log into the free Wi-Fi. A guy called Noah Dinkin discovered it, saying, "Hi, Starbucks, did you know there's a store in Buenos Aires that forces a 10-second delay when you connect to the Wi-Fi so it can mine Bitcoin using a customer's laptop? Feels a little off-brand. Again, you should come over to esports, mate. You'd love it over here. Everyone's mining you all the time. So yeah, Bitcoin, mate. I'm not arsed, mate. I think this is nonsense. I guess I can bring up the fucking story so people can see what I'm talking about. But there's definitely legislation coming in now that's gonna start putting paid to it. Hang on, I did bookmark.
I thought, isn't the whole point that it's behind, like, you can't be attacked by legislation? I thought that's the whole point.
Well, yeah, this is what they're saying. But I mean, how do you guarantee that forever?
Because there is no centralized. I thought the whole point is there is no centralized place. So, like, you can't just take them away.
Yeah, okay. So, and I've talked about this before. The idea of the blockchain is great. Love that. But they're already starting to put curbs on trading it. Now, it's the trade of Bitcoin that gives it its value, right?
Yeah.
So if you can't do any of that, if you can't trade in it, what's the inherent value of it? If all you can do is exchange it with other Bitcoin.
If they take away, obviously.
Yeah,
it'll still serve a purpose, but it won't be this massive influx. This
was breaking in Reuters today. You can see over in Seoul, this is the South Korean government saying it's going to put additional measures to the existing ones to regulate speculation and cryptocurrency trading within the country, because again, people have been manipulating the market, manipulating the value to get wealthy. This is a house of cards. It's complete nonsense. And like I say, the future of cryptocurrency is going to be, it's just currency that, but in an electronic virtual world that's completely signed off by governments and banks. That's where it's headed. We're never gonna be allowed to be the bank. The internet is never going to be allowed to be completely unregulated and free like that. It's just not going to happen. So anyway, there'll be more. The pushback against Bitcoin's definitely coming. So yeah, just saying. I think the dream is over, and I don't, even the ones that are like, but there's all these other ones, Richard. What about Ethereum? What about this? What about that? I don't give a fuck, mate. It's all garbage. It's all garbage. Enjoy.
There is a few of them though that are working with banks, so like ones like that could bang.
Yeah. And which ones do you think are going to get all this preference when it comes to this legislation being passed? You know, they'll start making exceptions for the ones that work, the banks, won't they? They'll start, because those people will be in a room and they'll be having a meeting and they'll be shaking the right hands and, you know, paying the right fees, and contributions to get what they want. Yeah, absolutely. Of course, there will be some virtual form of online currency that only exists in an online format. I mean, fuck, we don't have the gold standard anymore. I'd say it's absolutely vitally necessary we get to a point where we acknowledge money is just fucking numbers on a screen. The only people that are fucking holding on to the opposite, of course, is the fucking likes of the Federal Reserve and people like that. But anyway, that's... Maybe I can be like one of these super cool new wave of Twitch streamers. You know, hey, let's debate about it. Maybe I'll go find an economist to sit down and lecture me for an hour while I pretend I've prepared, and read up all on it. Yeah, God, that's a good point. But what about this? Yeah, everybody loves that. That's fucking entertainment right there. So anyway, Bitcoin, it's a cult. You can get butt plugs that vibrate now.
Nice.
It's the future.
I let you off once before, but you still got the nerve to come back here and make trouble again. Eh?
Say, children, what does it all mean?